Uh, this is going to be an update for a little show and tell of my lab and stuff like this, and how far I am with the generator head and all that stuff, and the controller. I'm just gonna, gonna show you. I'll take the camera down to the shop and give you a little peek. And but before I want to do that, I got something for people to take a look at. Something I find in the river. I'm a rock hunter, and I find a tooth from, I would say, in the last age of the dinosaur. And I was wondering if anybody out there can literally tell me what type of tooth that is. If you know anybody who can literally tell me, or contact me in my email, I can send them some photo, more accurate photo of that tooth. It was cold purification. It's not a heat purification. It's not replaced. The tooth still have ivory. As you can see, I rub some, and it's white ivory underneath on the edge. So it's cold purification, not mineral replacement. So, but anyway, I'm just curious, because I want to make a necklace out of it. I'd like to know what kind of beast that came from. Anyway, I'm gonna pick up the camera, and we'll move on to my lab just next door, just across the hallway here. All right. All right. So that's a kind of a peek from one angle of my lab here. I'm going to try to make it as slow as possible. I mean, that's a panoramic lens I got in this little camera, so you got to bear with me. And that's my junk shell where I pick up stuff and test it. And on the rest of the stuff you probably recognize. So there's a good scan. And guess what? Look what I'm working on. This is the generator head we're going to be using for testing for torque. It's a 10,000 kW, sorry. 10,000 kW, and that's its max. And they operate at 100% duty at 7200 kW. And we're going to be, I'm going to be using that as for find out my torque on the drive. It's look pretty neat actually. It fits perfectly on that head. I didn't have to do much. I just have to go get some taper lock to fasten the drum to the shaft right now. But here's the driver I'm going to be using. A company who sent me this driver, and they're sending me another one, and also a power supply. They're a very high voltage driver. That one is a 320 volt driver. That's mean I got 100 some volt per leg going into the motor. They're hyperdrive. Anything past 240 volt, it's more likely hyperdrive. And also I get other driver. The company told me if I need something with higher voltage, they can go way higher than 320. So I'm very, very excited, to get all the parts so I can actually start turning this thing, and see how far can we go with that. They're also building me right now a power supply, a 320 volt power supply, 120 volt and single phase, 320 volt DC at 3 amps. Which is, I can't wait. It should be here hopefully by the end of next week or the week after. So all you have, I put some black tape over that just to protect the company because it's a prototype. So we don't want to get people start to get excited about stuff till we fully understand and the full function of this drive. It's a multifunction drive. Just give you a little peek here. It's literally a multifunction, and that thing does just about anything you want to do. You just have to set it up properly. So, but that's the size, that's what I'm using for testing for right now. It's going to be a 10 kW, a generator head brush. It's brushless, magnet, it's no magnet in there. It's just the old-fashioned Tesla generator. You know, I'm not giving you, I'm not showing the brand stuff like that because we're testing, so I don't want people to start running around and buying shit, you know. Let me test it. If it works, everybody will be able to see it because it's going to go on YouTube. So if everybody keep their pants on and give me the time to do the testing, then no one will complain, oh, I tried that and it's not working. Well, I will find out if it's working or not when I test it. There's the front end. Looks great though. I mean, those drum motor I find are just fantastic. They're super strong. They're twice the thickness of any other drum I find. They have a big fan, you know, inside to move the air through it. Lots of room. So and very strong steel. So, and I order some more because I'm going to change the magnet also. I'm going to have 2 drums so I can test when I get the thing to ride. You will have, I'm going to be able to pull this drum up and put the other one with a neodymium magnet on it. I believe I'm going to order some 52, 54 compared to those ceramic magnet, which is really weak. So here you go. That's my update. You know, that's I'm going to be. You won't see any more update to after New Year's. I'm taking the rest of the time for working on that, so I don't have to rush on everything and burn anything. So I'm just going to take my time and do it properly. And it's nice and warm here for now, so I enjoyed that. I don't have to wear a toque in my shop. All right, I'm going to take that back to my little office there, and I'm going to chat a little bit more about stuff, and then that will be it. See you in a bit. So that was my loop. You know, so you can see the little peek of the lab and what I'm working on. So, like I said, soon I got the power supply. I'm going to start connecting stuff and start making and then start learning how to adjust this driver. It's very sophisticated driver. Matter of fact, I think on Monday Monday or Tuesday, I should receive another driver which has got more output. That one has got 2.5 amp output on the legs of the motor, and the other one I'm getting 3 amp output at the same voltage of 320 volts. So just to balance out, right? And I think the 2.5 amp is plenty as far as I'm concerned, because it doesn't take that much to turn those motor. You know, it's another thing, and we're going to be, you know, we call them motor and those drum motor and stuff like that. Not a drum motor. They're not rudder motor, right? They're a hyperdrive. They're literally not a motor at all. They're just a hyperdrive with rotation in it. And that's what people don't understand. You can't use a regular motor controller, you know, to run the DC brushless controller to run those motors. That's why we don't get the RPM. We don't get, you know, 90% of what that motor is supposed to turn. I still call it the motor for now, because if I call it something else, remember the pen, it will disappear on you. You won't know what I'm talking about. So, but more likely those are hyperdrive with rotation, and that's why you need a hyperdrive driver, not a controller. It's fairly sophisticated. So far nobody in North America understand what I'm saying when I say it's not a motor, and they keep shoving down my throat, you know, a controller and controller. It's not I don't need controller. I need a driver. But that company, you know, offshore, contact me as a manufacturer, not a second party or third party. It's directly the manufacturer. They build me those things in less than 2 days, and then they ship it to me. It takes about 5 days to ship here. You know, so I have a company who's actually willing to work with me and develop something who actually is the proper driver for those hyperdrive. You know, we all agree on one thing. Those hyperdrive can move anything in this planet, period. The torque and the RPM we can pull out of that for the small amount of energy we can pull in there is massive. So, and everybody is afraid of playing with high voltage. Those guys, they said, just tell us how many volts you want and we'll build it for you. So finally some people actually are not afraid of high voltage. I'm not. I mean, you know, I've been shocked so many times with high voltage. It became part of my life now. And so, but anyway, that's about it for that, for the update. And I just like to, another thing, another subject I just want to touch about it, you know, about, you know, a lot of people, it's Christmas and the cost of living is just terrible. You don't have any money to buy this, you don't have any money to buy that, because just to pay the roof over your head and the hydro and all that stuff, you know, and the bills and the insurance on your car and your gas and all that, and your grocery, that's it, you know, and most of the time people can't afford that. So, you know, everybody strive to do, you know, raise salary and stuff like this, but that will never fix nothing. You can make $1,000 an hour, and you're still not going to have enough money to survive, because when you ask for more money, the cost of living jump up, you know, 10 to 15% more what you ask, what you're getting. So it's always a lose-lose situation. But one thing, without asking for a raise, you can increase you can decrease your cost of living, is to remove the greed, because the greed is rampant here in North America. I mean, so rampant is ridiculous. You know, for example, you know, you can go and, you know, you can buy a case of bottled water at Costco, right? 36 bottles in a case there, and it's only $3.60. You know, that's mean those bottles cost pennies, and your same bottle will be sold into a corner store at $2, $2.25, someplace, and all the way up to $2.50. They just went and pick it up at Costco and bring it to their store. Like, you know, they didn't bring in one bottle at a time. They went up and bought a couple of $1,000s worth of stuff, fill up a van, and bring it up over there. But the greed is so bad, you know. As for example, I mean, like those little circuit tester, right? I ordered those things online. They're $3 online. If you go and buy a circuit tester, right, in the store here, you will pay $10 to $15. Some you're going to pay $20 for it. I paid $3, and I guarantee you, out of factory, if that costs more than 50 cents, I'll be eating my shorts. You know, and I figure a way, I think, to get rid of this greed, is let the customer or the consumer, the peasant, see the actual manufacturer price out of the door. It should be engraved or laser burn on the item what that thing costs from the factory, out of the door factory. So when you pick it up in the store and you look at it, you know, and it's a nice little fancy package, and then suddenly you look on the item, the cost of manufacture is like 1,200% or 2,000% less than what the package says they want for. Then you would have the right to ask the owner of the store why the price is so high. You didn't do nothing to that unit. It comes out at whatever price it is, $1. Why do you want $20 for it? And it would actually put pressure on all the greedy son of a bitch out there, because that's all they are. You know, there's no other word for it. You know, they're the leech suck. You know, when you go to a lake and it's not, the lake is not, it's got lots of algae and stuff like this, and you walk and you pick up leech on your legs. That's how those people, anybody would greed the leech. They don't want to work for the money. They want to steal it because they have a license to steal. It's called a business license on the wall. That's called a license to steal. They legally can steal money from people. And if you don't believe me, go to your local drug dealer. I mean, even the local drug dealer cannot make more than double his money. Not 1,000% profit. You can't do that. Well, you end up with a bullet in the back of his head, laying in a ditch. Right?
So if the drug dealer can make more than 100% profit, why the hell all those goddamn store and retailer and wholesaler, they call themselves wholesaler, not wholesaler, they're another bunch of thief. And then the warehouser that became so big now, they use their own money to purchase the product cheap from the factory, and they tack up 5, 6, 700% profit in the warehouse, just for fucking an empty building with shelves in it with 2 guys with forklift. They didn't do nothing to the product. And the same thing with a car. I mean, you can go and buy and look at the price of a for example, Dodge, the 4-wheel drive diesel 3/4 ton fully loaded. You're looking at $72,000 to $76,000, $78,000, all depending what the equipment you have on it, right? Well, guess what? From the factory, that truck probably cost maybe $38,000 at the most. And then the factory carry all the warranty costs. The dealer doesn't carry a damn thing. He's doing the repair, but all the money, all the costs, they move that to the factory. The factory have to pay for that. And now we're living in I mean, when I say we're living in a world of stupid and cowards, because people don't want to argue, they don't want to say nothing, you know, they get, I hate to say that, but they're getting fucked in the ass, and they don't even get a kiss after. Because they walk out of there with their ass sore and their wallet empty. And people's going to have to wake up. You want to fix the problem of the cost of living? You're going to have to grow some ball, literally grow some ball, to go out there and say, "Why you charge me $20, you fucker?" Right? Because what those people, the greedy people, does, they're killing the manufacturer, because the manufacturer only make about 20, 25, 30% profit at the most. If they can't sell their shit, they cannot manufacture. Well, if the retailer charge too much for this shit, no one can afford it. So guess what? The manufacturer closed their door, or they have to move to another country to make it cheaper. I mean, it's not rocket scientists. Well, maybe, because you need more IQ than a dead chicken in the freeway to be able to realize that. So it tells you how much IQ people have there. It's pretty bad. Matter of fact, it became to the point of disgusting. I don't know how those people can find their fucking pants or socks or shoes in the morning to get dressed. You know, that's why half of them, they walk around with their fucking pants down past the bottom of their ass, because they don't know how to fucking put a pair of pants on. You know, that's the IQ we have today. Matter of fact, IQ doesn't exist in school, because everybody is a genius. You know, no one is a loser in the game. Everybody is a winner, right? So we have a society of fucking babbling idiot. You know, you want to clean a city? If anybody in the city who have an average IQ, and I mean a real IQ test, not this fucking bullshit of everybody is the same. Go down to 1950 IQ test. Anybody who have an average IQ, walk out of that city, move out of the city and move 100 miles away from that city and live all the stupid in the city, I guarantee in 2 years, they're all dead. First thing, they won't be able to maintain the power, they won't be able to maintain the water, they won't be able to maintain the sewer, and they won't be able to fucking find food, because they think food comes in a can. It will be the end of stupidity of that city. They would all die. And the one who can crawl out of the city is because they have some IQ, but they never use it. And they would force them to be able to dig up deep inside their little brain out there to find a few IQ, so they can actually survive. And I think we're coming up to a time, you know, a time who's going to change things, because literally the people who have IQ, who can think, who can make logical decisions, getting so fed up to see what's going on around them, like I am. I can't stand going in the city and pick up part, because you go into a counter, and this guy, if he doesn't have a code bar or a model number or whatever, he cannot find. He could be 10 in the front of his face or behind him, hanging on the wall. And if he doesn't have that number, He can't see nothing because they don't know shit behind the counter. I mean, a very little store, you walk in there, they actually know what you're talking about. It's disgusting. I mean, like, you know, it's the epitome, not the epidemic, the epitome of stupidity. And this is the world we have today. Now, that's why when I'm finished with this self-run generator, I'm going to throw it on YouTube. And the stupid can try to figure it out. I know they won't going to be able to figure it out. Because I'm not going to fucking build this thing to give to the fucking stupid. They're going to have to fucking, you know, I remember early video a long time ago, I said, I don't want to, you know, I want to rock the boat and I want to flip this fucking boat out. And I want to know which one is going to be able to swim to the shore and which one is going to sink to be fucking crab food, right? Exactly the same thing. I'm going to give them the technology and they'll be so fucking stupid they won't be able to figure it out. The few will figure it out. They'll survive. They'll move out of there. They'll move away from the stupid because you can't do nothing around stupid. You know? So, I mean, North America, I have very little help in North America. I get more help from other countries. Australia, I have a bit of help from London. I got a bit of help from Germany. I have a little bit of some help right now who's helping me with the electronic from Israel. What's wrong with Canada and the United States? All the investor we have in the United States to invest, they're not investor. They're a fucking bunch of roaches who's are looking to buy the winning lottery ticket or that $100 million payout. If they can't buy the winning ticket, they're not investing. Well, you know what? I invest money in my life. I made some and I lost some. That's part of investment. You got to take the risk. You know, if you don't take the risk, guess what? You're just doing your own poor little life, you know, boring little life, sitting and go to work and do your stuff. People out there don't want to invest anymore because they don't know what the word investment is. You know, they should look it up. You know, it will require risk. People invest in Bitcoin. Well, you got the risk tomorrow the Bitcoin is worth. And I think we can be sky high. But you got to take the risk. You got to invest into it, right? Same thing with investment in the stock market. One of the riskiest stock market. 90% of the people putting millions of dollars in the stock market lose their shirt. You know, this is the fact. You know, it's that simple. Because the stock market cannot survive unless someone loses money. Because they have to take that money to pay themselves. You know. So anyway, that's my little pep talk for you guys, you know, before Christmas and New Year's, because you won't see another video till after New Year's because I want to take the time to really work and test this unit so I know exactly and you know how to loop it and all that stuff. This is the looping is not a problem. It's making that drum motor or, you know, or the hyperdrive turning at the proper RPM for the generator to produce. That's all. The torque, we already know the torque is way beyond the need of that generator. So it's just the RPM. I need to reach the RPM. It's 3600 RPM. So soon we got that, then, you know, the sky is the limit after that. And like I said, I'm not going to be staying here watching a bunch of idiots whining at the door for me to make stuff. You know, I'm not. Period. Tattoo that in your brain. I'm not. I'm fed up with the situation, and I'm fed up with the Canadian people who don't want to even take risks on anything. I'm the only one who's taking the fucking risk right now. So I mean, like, it's just crazy how the North America are. I'm just gonna go into a place in third world country who actually they need the help, because it doesn't seem people need the help here. Because you know what? They're not screaming out there. I don't hear anybody screaming like hell about how bad it is. When I hear people screaming and I see people walking in the street with fucking sign in front of a parliament and I'll tell them enough is enough, then I will reconsider that. But to that moment happen, not a fucking chance. So you better fucking, you know, start, you know, screaming if you want to get some help, because I ain't helping nobody who's not screaming anymore. You know, they have to grow some fucking ball and show me they have some ball. Don't let those fucking, those big corporations to eat you alive. At least scream when they eat you. Don't just lay there like a dead carp, you know, in the sun. So that's all I have to say. So you know now where I stand. So it will be real quick. It will be real fast. January, February, bye-bye. I'm gone. So make up your mind. Now you can have a good Christmas and a good New Year's. If you drink, try to not to kill so many people when you're driving home. So, I mean, like, you know, we're living in a world of stupid. What can I tell you? So, have a nice holiday, guys.